وعن ابن عمر رضي الله تعالى عنهما قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إلا الزنا ميتتان ميتتان الحوت والجراد دمان الكبد والطحال رواه أحمد وابن ماجه والدارمي.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وعن ابن عمر قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أحلت لنا ميتتان ودمان الميتتان الحوت والجراد والدمان الكبد والطحال رواه أحمد وابن ماجه ودارقطني. The Sayyid ibn Umar radiallahu ta'ala who said that Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam said there are two kinds of animals that have died without being slaughtered, and two kinds of blood are made lawful for us. The two kinds of unslaughtered dead animals are the fish and the locust, and the two kinds of blood are the liver and the spleen. وعن ابي الزبير عن جابر قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ما ألقاه البحر وجازر عنه الماء فكلوه وما مات فيه وطفى فلا تأكلوه رواه أبو داود وابن ماجه وقال محي السنة الأكثرون على أنه موقوف على جابر. The Sayyidina Abu Zubayr radiallahu ta'ala who reported that Sayyidina Jabir narrated that Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam said that fish which the sea throws at the shore or is left without water when it dies or dries up or changes course, you may eat it. And that is that fish. But that fish which dies in the sea and surfaces, do not eat it. So they say that many of ulama, some of them, right, they attended this hadith that is mawquf upon Jabir radiallahu anhu. So Imam Abu Hanifa abides with this hadith and rules that the fish that dies in the water, right, and surfaces is unlawful. Malik, Imam Shafi, they say now that the fish may be eaten, right, and because of the categorical statement without making an exception by Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam when he says that, وَحِلَّ لَكُمُ الْمَيْتَتَانِ, the two dead animals that have died without being slaughtered are lawful to you, like we did in the previous hadith.
وعن سلمان رضي الله عنه قال سئل النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم في الجوارح قال أيكم لا آكله ويحرمه رواه أبو داود وقال سنة ضعيف.
وعن سلمان قال سئل النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم عن الجراد فقال أكثر جنود الله لا آكله ولا أحرمه رواه أبو داود وقال محي السنة ضعيف. Sayyidina Sulaiman radiallahu ta'ala who narrated that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam was asked about the jarad, the locust, whether they may be eaten. He said that la akuluhu, that they are the largest of Allah's host among birds, that neither do I eat them no, for personal taste, nor do I declare them to be haram and lawful. So if Allah has made them lawful in the light of the hadith. So locusts, yeah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is hosts. Why? Because when He's angry at people, He sends swarms of locusts on them, and they devour the the fields, the trees, bringing them famine and drought also. And many entire habitations have been wiped out previously, due to locusts. And in terms of eating them also, all the four imams they rule that it is allowed to eat locusts, right? So they go by most ahadith. وعن زيد بن خالد قال نهى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم عن سب الديك وقال إنه يؤذن للصلاة رواه في شرح السنة. سيدنا زيد بن Khalid radiallahu ta'ala who said that Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam forbade that the rooster or the cock should be reviled, and swear that he said that certainly it goes men and people for the salah, for the prayer. So this refers to the salah, right, of tahajjud. Nabi Kareem sallallahu woke up for tahajjud in when the rooster would crow. But that's also, like we said, can also refer to the salah of fajr. So yeah, just a point to think about that, upon the how bad it is to revile a human being, when a good quality in a bird, for example, like such, yeah, you know, of reviling an animal like this, it wakes up one for salah. How about a person? Reviling a person and verbally abusing a person.
وعنه رضي الله تعالى عنه قال قال فإنه يوقظ
وعنه قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لا تسبوا الديك فإنه يوقظ للصلاة. رواه أبو داود. Sayyidina Zayd ibn Khalid radiallahu ta'ala narrated that Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that do not revile the cock and the rooster, for it wakens us for salah. So,
داود ألا فإن هذا
وعن عبد الرحمن بن أبي ليلى قال أبو ليلى قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا ظهرت الحية في المسكن فقولوا لها إن نسألك بعهد نوح وبعهد سليمان بن داود أن لا تؤذينا فإن عادت فاقتلوها. رواه الترمذي وأبو داود. سيدنا عبد الرحمن بن أبو ليلى reported that Sayyidina Abu Layla radiallahu anhu said that Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said that when a snake is seen in the house, say to it that we ask you by the covenant made with Nuh alayhi salam and the covenant made with Sulaiman alayhi salam, son of Dawood alayhi salam, and do not harm us. If it comes back, then kill it. So yeah, Prophet Nuh alayhi salam also, he got an assurance from the snakes that when he had taken them on the ship, that they would not harm anyone.
ابن عباس رضي الله عنه قال لا أعلمه إلا رفع الحجة أنه كان يأمر بالقتل بالناس قال إن تركهن خشية السائل فليس منا ويأمر بالشيء.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. عن إكرمة عن ابن عباس قال لا أعلمه إلا رفع الحديث أنه كان يأمر بقتل الحيات وقال من تركهن خشية ثائر فليس منا. رواه في شرح السنة. سيدنا إكرمة رضي الله تعالى عنه reported from Sayyidina Ibn Abbas رضي الله تعالى عنه saying that I do not know, but he traced it back to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that he commanded that snake should be killed, and he would say that if anyone spares them fearing a reprisal, then he does not belong to us. So he does not eliminate a harmful animal and does not rely on Allah. So fearing a reprisal here, or that revenge here means that one may be afraid lest other snakes seize revenge for killing their mate. So this is happened during the Jahiliyyah, the ignorance period, that the Arabs, believe that if they would kill a snake, then that snake's mate, right, would, sting the killer. So they refrain from killing snakes.
عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم من كان النار منكم والنار ومن ترك الشيء منكم خيفة فليس منا. رواه أبو داود.
وعن أبي هريرة رضي الله تعالى عنه قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ما سالمناهم منذ حاربناهم ومن ترك شيئا منهم خيفة فليس منا. رواه أبو داود. سيدنا أبو هريرة رضي الله تعالى عنه narrated that Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that we have not made peace with them, in other words the snakes, yeah, ever since we began to fight with them. So hence, if anyone spares any of them because of fear or fearing a reprisal by itself or its mate, like we discussed in the previous hadith, then it does not belong to us. So here the words in this, in another narration also it comes that ever since the snakes, and we have antagonized one another, so the antagonism is natural. So each tries to hurt the other. So most of the ulama say that this fight here, this enmity, right, dates back to the hostility between Sayyidina Adam alayhi salam and the snake, right? Which is when Iblis he decided to enter Jannah, right, to entice Sayyidina Adam alayhi salam, then he was prevented to go in by the gates, and then the snake came took him in his mouth and took him in, and that's how he entered into Jannah. And they, Iblis, he trapped Sayyidina Adam, and he tried to seduce them and Sayyidina Hawa by making promises and taking oaths. So in his nature, he lured them into eating from the tree, and to approach that which was forbidden. So they were all expelled. So Allah told them, like the meaning, إِهْبِطُوا بَعْضُكُمْ لِبَعْضٍ عَدُوٌّ, right? That go down or get down, all of you, or descend, all of you, right? With animosity or enmity, or being enemies towards one another. So it is said that the snake also used to be, according to some, snake used to be like a good-looking creature. So when he became a tool in the hands of Iblis, his appearance was transformed like this in this case. Right? That's just one statement was made. So the snake here deserves to be despised, right, in that particular way.
وعن ابن مسعود رضي الله تعالى عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم اقتلوا الحيات كلهن فمن قاتل ثأرهن فليس مني رواه أبو داود ومسلم.
وعن ابن مسعود قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم اقتلوا الحيات كلهن فمن خاف ثارهن فليس مني رواه أبو داود والنسائي. The Sayyid ibn Mas'ud radiallahu ta'ala who narrated that Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that kill the snakes, all of them, right? You apprehends the retribution does not belong to me. Like we just mentioned in the previous hadith also, the hadith before that. So like we said, wow, this hadith here goes for killing all snakes, right? And remember previously we did the hadith about the awamir, isn't those snakes that inhabit who live in the homes, right? So we may say that this hadith here goes for killing them after first sounding a warning as stated in the previous hadith, right? And then killing, isn't, because that's how the previous hadith mentions it. And lastly. Mm. صلى الله عليه وسلم يريد أن نكنس زمزم وإن في هذه الجنان يعني حياة السر فأمر الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ابن Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhu is reported to have that O Nabi of Allah, that we small snakes, the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam commanded that the snake should be killed. So yeah, the value could be cleaned only, obviously, by removing and taking out all the snakes. So yeah, Nabi Islam had that done. So when it was possible, obviously, to make an exception of some, then he mentioned, right, that وعن ابن مسعود أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال اقتلوا الحيات كلها إلا الجان الأبيض الذي كان قضيب فدية رواه أبو داود. Sayyidina Ibn Mas'ud radiallahu ta'ala who narrated that Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that kill all the snakes but not the white jan, right? White snakes, meaning the small one that looks like a silver one. So yeah, perhaps Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the snake here was made an exception because they did not hurt anyone. Right, so basically explains the previous hadith of the Indians. SubhanAllah, bihamdihi, subhanallah, la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka. Yeah, if you need to.